Hi students, welcome to the science class. In today's session, we are going to study another one new lesson, that is changes around us. So imagine that if you have any magic power to change, what you are going to do? If you have a big magic power to you, what you are going to change? So you can do anything. But if I had a magic power to change around us, I can definitely change the COVID-19 position to a normal position. Why? Because I want to see you in a classroom, but I am also don't have the magic power, and you are also don't have the magic power. But also some of the changes are going to be around us. We are going to see some of the changes in our daily life and also around us. For example, see the farms. We are going to sow some of the seeds into the farms. The seeds are changes to the small plants, isn't it? Is it a change? The seeds are changes to a plant, and plants are going to be developed, and they are produces the flowers. That is also under one change here. And after some days, that flowers are converted into a fruits. It is also under one type of the change here. And sometimes the color of the leaves are also changes, that is, it is also another one change here. And sometimes the plants are going to remove some of the leaves from their branches. It is also under one change. These are the changes we can observe in the farm, and also some of the changes are going to be observed in your body. For example, the nails are going to be grown, isn't it? The size of the nails are increases. It is also one of the change here. The size of the hairs are going to be increases, isn't it? It is also change. And the size of your height, it is also increases. This is also a change. So in this today's session, we are going to study the changes, but we are going to see some similarities in these changes, isn't it? We are going to see some similarities. Based on the similarities, we can group the changes here. Yes, it is possible to group the changes based on their characteristics. So in this lesson, I am going to consider I am going to grouping the changes which are going to be happen around us. So now I am consider one example here. Take a balloon and see the shape of that balloon before blowing, isn't it? Take a balloon, see clearly the shape of the balloon. Now you have to blow the balloon fully. You have to blow that balloon fully, isn't it? You can see the shape of the balloon. See here, before blowing the balloon is just like that, isn't it? After blowing the balloon, the size of the balloon or the shape of the balloon will be changes, isn't it? Now you have to release the air which is present inside the balloon. What happens if you are going to remove the air from the balloon? So balloon again comes to its normal shape, isn't it? When you are going to release the balloon, the air which is present in the balloon, it again comes to its normal shape, isn't it? So now I am consider under one example here. Take a paper and fold it just like to make as a aeroplane. Just I am made an aeroplane with the paper here. You have lots of fun with that aeroplane. You have already played the lots of games with the aeroplane. When you are going to tired by the playing, then you are going to unfold the paper, isn't it? Before folding, the paper will be in the same structure, and after unfolding also, the paper will be in the same structure, isn't it? See here, in the first case, balloon. In the first case, the structure, the shape of the balloon. Second case, I am considering here a paper. Structure of the paper. So I am consider another one activity here. Take some duff, any atta duff, and try to make a roti with the help of a ball of a duff. So if you have to try to make roti from the duff. If the shape doesn't comes, if shape doesn't comes, you can make again that roti into a duff, isn't it? It is possible to convert that duff into that roti into small roll of duff, isn't it? It is very easy to convert that small roti, the roti into duff, the non-baked roti into duff, because the shape is not coming here. So see, we have to clearly see here, before blowing the balloon, the shape of the balloon is like this, and after that the balloon will, when you are going to blow the balloon, the shape is increases, and when you are going to release the air from the balloon, it comes to the same similar shape, isn't it? So the changes happens here, the changes happens due to the air. First it will be in the small shape, it has a very small shape. When you are going to blow the balloon, it acquires some shape, but when you are going to release the air which is present in the balloon, then again the shape of the balloon comes to the normal shape, isn't it? So the change in the shape of the balloon here, the change in the shape of the balloon, it will be reversed here, isn't it? So again I am considering under one example here, you are going to make the paper plane by folding it, isn't it? You are going to make the paper plane by folding it, but after the playing of the paper plane, you are going to unfold the paper, then that's condition also you are going to get the same structure of the paper, isn't it? The change, the paper will be changed into a paper plane, again when you are unfolding that paper, the same structure of the paper you are going to get. Therefore in this case also the change will be reversible. So, and under one third case, the duff you are going to consider, you are going to try to make the roti from a roll of a duff, but you are not getting the good shape, that's why you are going to again convert that the roti into the duff, isn't it? In that case also the change in the duff, that will be reversible. So the changes which is similar here, the changes in all three cases are similar. Is it possible? It is possible to convert the shape of the balloon to the normal shape. It is possible to convert the structure of the paper to the normal shape. It is possible to convert the structure or the shape of the duff, shape of the roti into the duff. Therefore the changes which we are going to see in all these three conditions is the reversible change. We are going to group these changes into reversible changes. These are all reversible changes. And now consider the same examples. You have to take the same balloon, take the same balloon and blow it, and you have to tie the mouth of the balloon with any tag. You have to tie the mouth of the balloon with any tag, and now you have to perch that blowed balloon with the help of the needle. What happens here? The balloon will be burst, isn't it? The balloon will be burst. Is it possible? So now what is the shape of the balloon after the bursting? After the bursting, was it the shape of the balloon? See, again I am consider the second example here. In the first example, you make the aeroplane by folding the paper, but in this example you have to draw the aeroplane on the paper. Now you have to cut that aeroplane by using a scissor. So now you have to see here, the paper will be cutted. So is it possible? Now it can be again make as a normal paper. The structure of the plane will be cut with the help of the scissor. Now is it possible to make the same paper now? See, again under one I am example taking. See this duff, if you are going to make a roti with the help of the small roll of the duff, then that roti will be baked on the oven. After the baked roti, if you are going to take the baked roti, is it possible to convert that baked roti into the duff? No. The changes which are happens in these second examples, that are not reversible here. We can't get the same materials to the bags. For example, in the first condition, in the first example, we easily get the balloons. isn't it? The balloon will be blown, the air will be removed, we get the balloon as usual. And in the second example, we fold the paper into aeroplane. After the play we can unfold the paper, and we get the structure of the paper as the same. And also in the case of the roti, we can get the duff easily. But in the second example, the changes which occurs, the balloon will be burst, we can't get the same shape of the balloon, and the paper will be teared here, we can't get the same structure of the paper. And also the roti will be baked here, we doesn't get the duff from that roti. So the changes which happens in the second example, these are non-reversible. So I am grouping these changes as non-reversible or irreversible changes. Reversible and irreversible changes. So I am going to group the changes into two groups, that is reversible changes and irreversible changes. So these are all the examples for the reversible changes, and these are all the examples for the irreversible changes. And also you can see some of the examples for the changes in your village. For example, potter used to make the pot with the help of his wheel, isn't it? He used to take the wheel to make a pot. So you have to see clearly, when he was making the pot with the help of the wheel, so he used the lump of the mud here. He used to make to make the pot, he used lump of the mud, but that pot will be again will be converted into a mud, isn't it? But after some times he used to bake that pot into the oven. If once the pot will be baked in a oven, is it possible to change that pot into the lump of the mud? Is it possible to change the baked pot into the lump of the mud? No, it is not reversible reaction here. So it is comes under the irreversible change, isn't it? Again, now I am consider under one example here. We use some of the articles to dig the land, isn't it? We use some of the articles to dig the land that has some of the metal blades. But how the handles are going to be inserted in that metal blades, if you have to clearly see here, the metal blades have the small rings. I am taking one example here. You can see the metal blades like this, and it has a small rings. These rings, through these rings we are going to insert the handle. But how they are going to insert that handle? Because the size of the ring is smaller than the size of the handle. The size of the ring is smaller than the size of the handle. But how they are going to insert this handle into this blade? But they are going to insert by heating this. They are going to heat the ring. They are going to heat the ring. When the metal ring will be heated, it will be expands. The size of the ring will be expands. Then in that time they are going to insert the handle into that ring, and suddenly they are going to cool that ring. So when you are going to heat that ring, it will be expands, but when you are going to cool that ring, it will be contrasts. It will be contrast, and it holds the handle very griply, very tightly. So this is the way how they are going to put that handle, how they are going to insert the handle into the articles which we are going to use for digging of the land, isn't it? So another one example I am giving here. If you are going to see the wheels of the bullock cart, the wheels of the bullock carts are made by the wooden, but that wooden wheels having one metal wheel, isn't it? It has a one metal wheel. How they are going to insert that metal wheel into that wooden wheel? See here, if it is a size of, if you are going to consider this is the wooden wheel, they are going to insert a metal wheel on this. But the metal wheel, it is not the same size of the wooden wheel. It is somewhat small in the size compared to the wooden wheel. So in this case also they are going to heat the metal wheel. they are going to heat the metal wheel. When they are going to heat the metal wheel, it will be expand size. The size of the metal wheel will be somewhat expands, and then they are going to insert that wheel into the wooden wheel, and they are going to cool that metal wheel. Then it will be contrast. It will be contrast. So the changes which we are going to see in this case, the expansion of the metal and the contraction of the metal, expansion of the metal and the contraction of the metal, it is a reversible, isn't it? First, in the case of the ring, we are going to give the heat, it will be expands, and when we are going to supply the coldness or the cold to this, it will be contracts when we are going to cool this, isn't it? In the second case also, the metal will be, what happens, the metal will be extends here when we are going to heat, but it contrasts when we are going to cool. So the changes, the contraction and extraction, so these are reversible here. And another one example I am taking, take some water into any tumbler and try to boil it by giving heat to it. So after some time, what happen, the water will be boiled, and again continually if you are going to give the heat, the water will be get vaporized, isn't it? Presently water will be present in the form of liquid, but when you are going to supply the heat, it will be converted into vapors, isn't it? This is the change is here. But you have already studied in the last session, when you are going to cool the vapors, water vapors, the vapors are get converted into a water drop. So this is the reversible change. The liquid will be changed into vapor, and that vapor will be changed into liquid. So this is the reversible change. Under one example I am taking, light a candle and left for a few minutes. What happens? The wax which is present in the candle, it will be get melted, isn't it? Then again you have to cool it. Is it possible to get the same wax? No, it is not. We are going to get the same wax here. Why? Because it is a irreversible change here. The change due to the change which we are going to see in the candle, that is irreversible change. So some of the changes, these like some of the changes which we are going to see in our daily life, we are going to make with the help of the change, that is a reversible change and irreversible change. For example, I am taking under one example, if you are going to walk in the rainy season, if the large amount of the water or some amount of the water will be present on the roads, what you are going to make now? So you try to fold your pants upwards, isn't it? If you try to fold your pants upwards, because to save our pant from the dust material or dirty material, isn't it? But the change which happens in the pant, you are going to fold your pant, is it reversible or not? So it is a reversible change here, because it can be easily again unfolded by our hands. So it is reversible change. So some of the changes which we are going to see around us are grouping them into a reversible change and irreversible change. And also we studied about expansion and the contraction and the vaporization, the change in the vaporization due to the heat, that is also reversible here. So this is all about the changes which we are going to see in our daily life, and this completes your under one lesson, changes around us. In next session we are going to see our under one new chapter.